I really think 2026 will be a pivotal year, and the window might start to shrink and close a little bit in the next years, or maybe even faster than usual. So he wants to buy as much as possible whenever there is an MNAV higher than 1, because again, higher than 1 means that is an accretive dilution for all the shareholders. Of course, if he does at 3, it's better than 1.2 or 1.15, but still, even at 1.15, there is an accretive dilution, and he's adding more BTC. I think it's pretty bullish. And again, people didn't discuss about it, but he raised 35 million from STRD as well, which is a pretty big size, because normally we see these 30, 40, 50 million for STRC and STRF, but STRD, which is probably the less appealing of the 5 preferred offerings from MSTR, raised $35 million. So I think it's pretty interesting as well.
Yes. I think that Saylor, you said that Saylor is a couple of moves ahead of the competitor. I was telling the last weekend that Saylor is a chess player. Yes, I was telling last week that Saylor is a chess player. He's a couple of moves ahead to the competitor. So I think that he did these moves. Everyone was criticizing him, and he came back. And that's what I was telling last week, that he's not gonna stop. Hello, this is the Bitcoin Libertarian, and here we are again with another episode of Bitcoin Treasury Company Report number 23, and the last of the year. Diego is not here, but here I am with my friend Marco Battistoshi. How are you doing?
Yeah, the usual couple here for the Saturday recording. Yeah, I'm doing great, Fernando. As you said, the last of the year, because of some events we need to attend on the next days, then Christmas time, so probably we will see each other again on 2026. So yeah. A lot to talk.
Yes. To be honest, it's been a great year, besides all of the crap that happened with Bitcoin and with the treasury companies, especially talking about the content creation and the direction that our channel took. For me, it's amazing to have you here in our show, to have started this project, and looking forward to having a 2026 bigger and better, and probably talking better news for next year.
To be honest, Fernando, we have a lot of good news. The only thing that is not following is price. And again,
Yeah.
we are at 92,000, 91,000. Not ideal, but not even terrible. So I think we had a very strong 2025 in terms of fundamentals, news, legislation, the Bitcoin equity space, and so on. And I think it's just a matter of times that the price will start following up again.
Yes, of course. And one of the things that I'm happy is that many of the things that we discussed here, that we analyzed here, probably a couple of weeks after they were confirmed, something like that. Some moves that we were talking about, some issues that we were talking about. And on the other side, I want to discuss that I want to look forward to the next years, because nobody understands, and probably now is time of doubt. And like, as I said, Saylor is vulnerable, and everyone is attacking him because of the price of strategy, of course. And there is a lot of sentiment among many people on the industry are bears. They are criticizing the stock. They are running fat. People that even used to speak good things about strategy. I think that now, besides the big guys from True North, besides Adam Livingstone, besides us and a couple more, there is not too much bullish sentiment towards strategy and treasury companies. So I want to watch in 3 years, when strategy, or 4 years, or whenever strategy became the biggest company in the world doing the Bitcoin treasury strategy, they will come back to our show, and they can see what we were talking, so that we are honest. So that is what makes me happy. We don't have double face.
No, I think it's like turbulent time in a new industry, in a new, very, very highly volatile asset. So I think it's normal to have down years. Of course, the sentiment will come back. I'm pretty confident that 2026 will be positive. Very confident. From the macro perspective, from the Bitcoin ecosystem, from all the things that I'm reading, and the new positive tailwinds that we might see sooner than most people think. In gold term, we already have a massive bear market in 2025. In the USD term, we have a mild bear market or like a big correction. But in gold, we had a brutal bear market, both in BTC and like much, much bigger in MSTR. So I think 2026, with all the things that maybe we also start discussing in the episode, I think people will be caught off guard thinking about the 4-year cycle that probably, in my view, it's over. And I think a lot of people will rotate back when sentiment starts to feel more bullish again. And we will see probably a new wave of newcomers, new retail, new MSTR followers, and Bitcoin enthusiasts. So
Of course, that's the goal. This is a long-term plan. I
yeah,
think everything is gonna come back, and again, like the things what happened this year was like totally crazy. There is no reason for what happened this year, but it is what it is. We need to accept. Today, I don't have the bull, but I have uh, the chainsaw. I have Javier Milei with his chainsaw. So that's what I want to show. But I don't have the bull here because today I am at home. So
yeah, not in the studio. Yeah, yeah,
but not in studio. But yes, we have here Javier Milei, the president of Argentina. That he's doing a great job there. But let's see what happened. And let's start what happened this week. That is well, last week we were discussing about how the plan of Saylor was great, even though people were telling, oh, they are starting going to sell Bitcoin. They are not buying Bitcoin anymore. Saylor came back with buying almost 11,000 Bitcoin. So
yeah.
and that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sharing the screen of the last 8K from MSTR. They released it on this Monday. So they bought, as you said, around 10,000 something Bitcoin, and they smash again MSTR ATM Class A common stock. So most people will still complain and not be happy. But again, he probably knows something more than me and you, Fernando. I'm pretty confident Saylor has much more insider information and first-hand information from the administration, from the Federal Reserve, from the whole the entire market that we don't have. So, in my view, Saylor and Fong and all the MSTR team being so aggressive in trying to accumulate Bitcoin is because I really think 2026 will be a pivotal year, and the window might start to shrink and close a little bit in the next years, or maybe even faster than usual. So he wants to buy as much as possible whenever there is an MNAV higher than 1, because again, higher than 1 means that is an accretive dilution for all the shareholders. Of course, if he does at 3, it's better than 1.2 or 1.15, but still, even at 1.15, there is an accretive dilution, and he's adding more BTC. So I think it's pretty bullish. And again, people didn't discuss about it, but he raised 35 million from STRD as well, which is a pretty big size, because normally we see these 30, 40, 50 million for STRC and STRF, but STRD, which is probably the less appealing of the 5 preferred offerings from MSTR, raised $35 million. So I think it's pretty interesting as well.
Yes. I think that Saylor. You said that Saylor is a couple of moves ahead of the competitor. I was telling the last weekend that Saylor is a chess player. Yes, I was telling last week that Saylor is a chess player. he's a couple of moves ahead to the competitors. So I think that he did these moves. Everyone was criticizing him, and he came back, and that's what I was telling last week, that he's not gonna stop. The plan is solid. The plan is accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible and become the biggest company in the world and become the biggest Bitcoin bank in the world, and nobody will stop him.
Yeah, I mean, his vision is 10, 20, 30 years. Imagine if he cares about 1 week or 2 weeks or even 1 year. There is no... I think he's not happy about the USD reserve. He needed to do just for institutional investor, for like to calm down the market and try to maybe raise more confidence also from Wall Street and other big players. I'm sure he's not happy about having 1.44 billion of dollars sitting at a 2 or 3% yield. He really wanted just to smash buy Bitcoin, but he also needs to listen to the market. And again, I don't know, Fernando, where it cuts before, but very quickly, if they bought 10,600 BTC, mostly from the common MSTR stock, so via the ATM, but they also bought they had $35 million of proceeds from STRD, which is normally the least appealing instrument from the preferred offerings. So I think it's a strong signals also from STRD, and yes, so they don't care about the short term. He knows something. He knows first-hand information from the administration, from probably the next Fed chair, from the Treasury, from what's coming. 2026, it seems to be pretty bullish in his view, and also on many others, from Tom Lee of Fundstrat, from Katie Wood of ARK Invest. Many people in the space are pretty bullish on 2026. And he wants to accumulate as much as Bitcoin as possible because he knows that in the next 2, 3, 5 years, the likelihood of buying 10,000 BTC in 1 week probably will be very, very narrow. So he wants to take advantage of it.
Yes, I think the same. And I don't know if you watched his keynote at Bitcoin MENA conference. First of all, he said that he was in a tour around the biggest Arabic countries. He met
Raising money.
people from, of
I think
course.
raising money like crazy. Yeah.
He was talking with people from sovereign
Yeah.
funds of the countries, and again, I think that he's planning something, and he's moving forward. Plus, I think that he uploaded a picture that he was in a bank, and
I
they
think
said that this JP Morgan. I will ask my cousin because he works there in the JP Morgan of New York. So I will ask if this is the bank. So some he knows more than us, and if he's doing what he's doing, and I like the way he explains everything with the like the space machine, the space travel stuff,
aircraft.
so the space aircraft. So that's what I like, what he's playing, and he sticks to the plan. He speaks about the same always, and of course I think he's not happy with having the MNAB that he has, with the stock price at the price that is now, because it is stopping him from buying more Bitcoin. But again, the game is a long term. So if you judge strategy for the performance of this year, you're missing. Since they acquired the Bitcoin Treasury company strategy, is more than 1,000% up the stock of strategy. So you cannot judge 1 year.
Yeah, and for now, they started before the strategy, they had half a billion in cash, and last week they raised 1 billion in 1 week. They raised $1.5 billion in 1 week the week before. They have now 60 billion of capital on their balance sheet. When they started 5 years ago, they have half a billion. So it's like a 120x in terms of capital structure. Is like so. I mean, those numbers doesn't even make sense. It seems to be like fake numbers or like some errors. They're not errors. They're like executing a new strategy. They're very focused on this, and they found an amazing niche to exploit. And the numbers are speaking very loudly. the price might not be where we want to be, but the fundamentals are insanely strong, and they probably will be much stronger in the next years. So, Fernando, if you want, I can share the next maybe things that we can discuss about the Fed.
Yes.
Um,
And let's think about strategy before
yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Do you think that the strategy can be added to S&P 500? Do you think that they will be kicked out of the MSCI index? What do you think about that?
So I think from the MSCI index would not make sense. I mean, strategy sent a letter to them. Fong Li on some media channel explained why it doesn't make sense, because it will be an active management for the index to add, remove company, see actively the balance sheet, the threshold of 50% of the digital asset makes no sense, because a company can decide to sell. So if you go below, like let's say 45%, it's okay. But then if you buy and you go 55, you need to be excluded. It's very, very controversial. So I'm pretty sure that they won't be removed from the MSCI index. I think they won't be included in the S&P this year. And I was always said that probably would be between Q1 and Q2 of next year, because I understand the committee from the S&P. It's the most conservative and the benchmark of the world. They want to be conservative and be sure about what they're doing. And so they probably prefer to see few more quarters of the strategy, few more quarters of data. I think next year they will include MSTR, yes. Not now and not in Q1.
They will beg MSTR to
I will
come
beg.
to be part of the S&P
Yeah, could
500,
be.
because this is just a theory. This is just my feelings. I'm not talking about data, but I think that this lateral move of Bitcoin, since we went down from 126 to 85, and then 85, 90, 90, this week touched 94, then went down, now it's 90, but it's moving lateral. I think that we may have a lateral move for a couple of weeks, months, probably, with Bitcoin between 95 and 85, and like liquidating the
Short and
leverage.
longs, everything. Yeah,
And then they cannot manipulate anymore the market. And I think that we are going to see a rally very huge. And
possible.
we can go to the number that Bitcoin must be now, that is around 130, 150, following the power law. So I think, and this is no financial advice, this is no base in math, just thinking that what happened this part of the year, I think that was like artificial. So was artificially generated, and Bitcoin will try to find the power law. So the rally is going to go up very fast. So that's what
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and I think, Fernando, I'm just sharing the screen here from the Fed balance sheet and the reverse repo facility that is like a line of credit that they have in order to, calm the market, and it's already it's drained, as you can see here from the post from James Lavish. The balance sheet from the Fed, which is the red line, went to the all-time high at almost the end of 2021, when we saw the massive peak from BTC and from other asset class. And then they started to shrink the balance sheet from 9 trillion to 6 and something today. So if we see this trajectory, the quantitative tightening from the Fed is over. That's what he said. I mean, Powell and the board of the Fed said that the quantitative tightening is over. It doesn't mean that the quantitative easing is starting. It means that they will not shrink anymore the balance sheet. So probably now they will be in a neutral phase in which they try to do some other liquidity injections and some other, try to calm the market, trying to reduce a bit the interest rates. But very likely next year, with the new Fed chair and with the administration that try to align with the Fed, probably we'll see this red line going up again, because the system, the banking system, etc., needs to have more liquidity, and normally the liquidity is injected by the Fed by creating new money, if we can say in a very simplistic way. And again, the reverse repo is over, so there is no more way to to play with this. And the sentiment is probably we can have some liquidity crunch, liquidity problem in the banking system, and it's something that is not good. So I think it's almost mathematical that the Fed and the banking system needs to have some oxygen, if we can say. And I think this red line will start to increase in 2026. I'm not sure if we will have a massive spike as many expect. I think it's more driven by, more not a very, crazy increase. But I think at the end of the day, it needs to go higher and probably go back to the 9 trillion area, which was normal in 2020 and 2021. And this should be
Yes.
very, very positive for risk on asset, of course, for Bitcoin as the leading indicator.
Yes, and one of the things that we need to take in consideration is next year is middle term elections in the
Yeah,
United States. So
yeah.
usually in an electoral year, the government tends to spend more.
To give free money as well
That's
to
the
people.
point. The only time that the government spend less, the only time in the history when government spend less in an electoral year was this year in Argentina. So in Argentina, the government didn't spend more, even though they had the midterm elections and Milei won. So, but yeah, I think that again, they need to give liquidity. The QE is starting. I think that I read that they were gonna start buying some kind of instruments from the banks and injecting liquidity on the market. So yeah, the
And
printer is starting.
yeah, it's warming up. I know. I think the market has been very, very uncertain over the last 6 months. I think the reason is that the Fed and the entire establishment knows that probably the next Fed chair will be much more aligned with the administration. So they will bend the knee more. They will be more accommodative to them. And so I think the message for Powell was try to be as conservative, as slow as possible, as long as you can before you leave from your position, because the next one he will move fast, because I mean this administration moves fast. So they want to have. I mean, Trump said that he wants the interest rate below 1. So now it's like four, something like this,
It's
425.
like three
It's
350,
300 basis
375.
points. So imagine if they cut 300 basis points in 1 year, which happened in the
And if
past. Happened in the past, but imagine if they do now with all this capex spending, with the AI boom, with all these moves that the administration did. It will be like a bazooka.
yes,
So I think Powell tried to keep as composed as possible and try to be more neutral as possible as long as he can. But I think around March, the name will be maybe even before, we will know for sure who will be the next Fed chair and the policies. So I think around March, April, and May, it will be like very clear the direction, and the market should react to that.
yes, I think so. But if Trump puts the interest rate under 1, it's gonna be crazy for like stocks, for Bitcoin, for everything.
Yeah. But I think he's preparing the ground. He's preparing the ground, saying to the American people, look, that's the strategy. We want, I mean, he didn't say that they want to inflate out the debt, but the idea is this one. They will try to inflate the debt out, because all the debt holder will be in pain, mostly outside countries. Americans owns with their retirements account or with their portfolios, a lot of the S&P, a lot of benchmark, a lot of digital asset, a lot of gold, a lot of real estate. So if they inflate the dollars out, I think it will be overall net positive for America. And I think they will do this from next year. They will do this as the North Star for trying to fix the problem.
Yes. Let's see what happened. So what else we have?
I think we have finally 21. So let me see. I see here, yes, the post from from Jack, and I mean this is from Tether, so we can see Jack Mullers, the co-founder and CEO of 21, also the founder and CEO of Strike, and behind him there is Paolo Ardoino. Paolo is the co-founder and CTO of Tether and Bitfinex. I think he's one of the brightest mind in the Bitcoin space and in
Yeah,
general.
we talked about that last week. So yeah, I think so.
It's massive. There is Bo Hines here, the former executive for the Digital Asset Commission in the U.S. government. And there are a few other people that honestly I don't know. But behind 21 there is also SoftBank, which is another massive player from Japan, very, very liquid, very, very known for the finance and technology. So I think is a big news. Now it's time to deliver because there is a lot of big statement from Jack, which I like. I love him. It's a young man trying to disrupt the industry. Now it's time to show that it will be better than Saylor, it will be better than MSTR, it will be larger than them, and they will provide products for Bitcoiners. I think the second part is true. The first one, I think it's impossible, but I'm open. I have an open mind.
I think it's impossible
But I
to
like the
go.
spirit, and I like the spirit
No,
of
of course, it's okay, but it's the same if I say, okay, I want to fight. I don't know. Uh, I want to fight the heavyweight
Dyson.
champion. I will win. No, the Thomas Pinal. I don't like boxing. I like MMA.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
want to go and fight the heavyweight champion of the world, and I will win. Of course, it's impossible, but the thing is, it's okay. But yeah, I support Jack Mullers. He's a bright mind. I think that his speech, the clarity of his ideas, he talks like a politician, and I would like to see him someday running for presidency of America, or for a big part of. I know that probably he doesn't like it. He doesn't like politicians, but we need to something that
I think it's
Milei.
not possible from Sailor to follow this path, maybe. I
But
don't know.
Saylor is. I think that Saylor. Now he's appearing less in podcast. He's like outside of the big flashes. I think that Saylor, he did what he was made to. He was gonna do. Saylor is. I think that he's young, but he's over 60 now. I think that he did what he has to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he wants to run for president. I think that Saylor what he wants now is to give less speeches, to appear just when these problems happen. I think that he delegates everything to Fong Li. By the way, is a super smart guy, and he understands the plan as perfection, because I think that Fong Li was the CFO when Saylor was the CEO of
Yeah, sure.
strategy.
Yeah.
So I think that Saylor now is in a position like, I don't want to say that, but probably he's doing like Satoshi. Yesterday on the 12th was the day that Satoshi said, Bitcoin is where I want Bitcoin to be. Now I will move away to
Things.
do other things. So probably Saylor is waiting for this moment when strategy finally wins. And at that time, they say, okay, I'm out, or I will be out because I'm a vector of attack. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I think he still need probably 5 to 10 years before
Yeah,
this
of course.
vision is fully accomplished. But yeah, it makes sense.
But Jack Mullers is super young. He's younger than me. I think that he's in his 30s.
I think it's 31.
So that's the point. So
Super young.
he gave a great speech in Lugano. I saw him in Lugano. I didn't have the time to shake his hand, but he's a bright mind,
Yeah,
and
he
we
also
need
had a
these
great
guys.
Amsterdam. So yeah, very.
We need these people to start, because something that our president said, that in the past he was a guy that was giving the cultural battle on media, and it's good, but giving the cultural battle from outside
Yeah.
is not enough. we need to go to fight on the battlefield. So I want to see all this new generation of Bitcoiners that can go into politics and like a Trojan horses and start changing things from inside. Because at the end of the day, we live in a world with laws, we live in a world with countries. It's not going to be disrupted for a while. So we need to change things from inside. So these people like Jack Mullers, Paul Arduino is young. He's a little bit, I think that
Yeah, I think
he's
he's
my
in the
age,
fourth.
or
I think he's in
he's
the
in the
fourth.
40s. He's in my age. So he's still young. And he's also, we need these people like Arduino, Jack Mullers. Of course,
Yeah,
we don't need Vitalik, so we don't need CC. So we need these people that are committed to change the world.
I think Fernando, we need everybody, even the
No,
potential enemies, because listen to me. Yeah, I thought about this thing for a long time. If you start with the wrong journey, inevitably you will end up to Bitcoin. The point is you will just delay the entry point. That's your fault. But at the end of the day, once you convert fiat into crypto, it's inevitable 90%, 95% of the time that you will end up in BTC. So even if the first entry is wrong, the final one is right. So I think even the CZ or the Vitalik are helpful for Bitcoin at the end of the day.
remember that Vitalik, that is a shitcoiner in chief, he started in Bitcoin. He
Yeah,
founded
sure.
Bitcoin Magazine, I think, and then he went to the
Yeah, it was a big
shitcoins.
contributor, yes.
Is the opposite trip that most of us do. But again, like talking about we need Jack Mullers, we need Arduino, we need more Bitcoiners in each country
And we
to
need more
go and
products. We need more
yeah, we need
products
more
for
product.
Bitcoiners, and I really hope that 21 and Strike. I think Strike will eventually be absorbed by 21. I'm pretty sure, because now Strike is a
Mm-hmm.
private company founded by EDC and other, Bitcoiners. I think 21 is now has been listed with an IPO, and possibly in the next 1 or 2 years probably will absorb Strike in order to have the balance sheet power of 21 aligned with already the product, the lending, the exchange of Strike, so merging the two side of it. And I really want to see more financial products built by Bitcoiners for Bitcoiners. And I think 21 with Jack and Paolo are the best candidate for doing it. That's what I really think. Jack is right, that the Coinbase, that even the strategy, they're targeting different market, different aspect of it. So, but the fact that they can reach Saylor to me is insane, because now they have 43,000 BTC. Saylor has 15x that. Try to catch this. It's impossible.
It's gonna be impossible. But
Yeah, it's
again,
gonna be
I
impossible.
like their
The spirit,
ambition.
yeah.
But I like their ambition, and I like to see this kind of people, this kind of young people. Of course, in Europe, you have Alexander, like I said, from Capital B. You have Andrew Webley, and you have a lot of people that are very. They all work together to make Bitcoin mainstream and to fight against the legacy media. But again, I want to see most of them in active in politics, because again, we didn't win the battle in politics. We still have these guys, like the guy who won in New York. We have the people in the Europe. We have this thing what happened in Australia. I want to mention this. This week they forced the kids under 16, they ban the social media from them. And this is not bad, because I think that for kids, social media is not a good thing. But what the left do, and happened the same during the pandemic, they put a landing page trying to sell something that is correct and everyone agrees with that. But the back of that comes an evil plan. For me, this plan of banning the guys from 16 under from social media, it will evolve on you having to put your ID for social media, for more control. The end goal of this is not taking care of the kids. Is controlling the whole population. It's the same when they say stay home, put a mask because you are taking care of your grandma and your grandfather. But the plan was not that. Was not taking care of your grandfather. So that's what I wanted to mention. I saw this measure like the typical way that the left fights to take freedom from us. So we need to pay attention. We didn't win the battle yet.
No, we didn't win the battle at all. We just, I think, from 2022 with Twitter being bought by Elon and with the new right-wing movements that was inevitable after COVID, after what we witnessed over the last 10, 15 years between US, Europe, and the Western countries. I think it was inevitable. I think we are just 2-3 years into this battle. It will probably last a decade or more. So it will be a very
Yes.
long battle between the two sides. And again, I don't want to say left versus right because I think it's outdated. These open-minded people that loves freedom, liberty, and capital
Yeah.
versus socialist, which is left. But yeah, I mean this ideology, and I think Bitcoin will be the bedrock
Yeah.
of the.
Probably is the extreme because on the other side, in the extreme right, they also want to control because you have in Europe these
Yeah,
movements.
all the extremist and the ism of every side is wrong. So yeah,
So yeah, I think that now is a fight between freedom and the people who wants to control. But it is what it is. We have the smartest minds in our side. We have Elon, we have Saylor, we have Jack Mullers, we have Paul Ordino.
that's
So I
Satoshi.
think we
Satoshi.
have Satoshi. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's
we
see.
have Satoshi, or we still have Satoshi. I don't know.
I think we have the Satoshi's gift. So that's the most important.
We have the gift. We have 40,000 node runners. We have tens of millions of true Bitcoiner. I'm pretty sure that this is the right number now. 10 million around it. So I think the idea, as you said, is the gift and the idea is there, and it's the most powerful things that we had in a long time. So alongside with Elon, alongside with all the other mind that wants to have freedom and want to have free capital and wants to have less. Also, Jack Dorsey. I love the quote of what was it about the state. So the best state is less state, something like
Of
this.
course. That's
So
the thing.
the
So
less better. So when we have those people on our side, I think the fight will be win in the end. But it's a long fight, so we need to be ready to endure pain for many years.
yes, and we have. That's why we are doing this, and everyone can do. I think I want to quote a guy from Argentina. The guy who is a big Milei supporter, a very famous guy. That he said that we have the biggest weapon in human history. That is the mobile phone. So everyone can give the cultural battle with a tweet, recording a podcast, recording short videos for TikTok, short videos for Instagram. At the end of the day, that's the magic of the times we are living. And doing this that we've been doing for all this year is part of this battle, this cultural battle to make the world a better place to live. So I don't know if you have anything else to talk today.
Not really, just maybe to close on this thought because I think it's very, very deep and very, very positive for everybody. We also have unlimited knowledge now, as you said, at our fingertips with the phone, with the laptop, for free. You can have free, unlimited, high quality knowledge in any language, in any subject, in any topics, available to you in any format, from text, from audio, from video, from a combination of these. So it's just of a matter of yourself to, instead of putting your time in stupid reels on TikTok or stay 5 hours on Instagram or Netflix, to allocate 1 or 2 hours to the other side of personal development and try to learn things, because now it's literally for free. You can attend the best minds sit next to you for free.
and if you don't understand something, you can go to Grok, and
You can
Grok
ask.
explains you.
You can ask.
So that's amazing. So and one thing that I want to mention is the El Salvador government. We have Bukele in our side as well. El Salvador government is gonna be the first country in the world that will implement. They made a deal with XAI that they will provide AI to the schools, and
Mhm.
the AI Grok will act as a tutor, as a personalized tutor of each student. So the tutor will adapt to the level of knowledge that the student has and the pace that the student is learning. So that's amazing, and it will open more partnerships between XAI and Bukele. For that reason, I hate when someone talks crap about Elon, because I think he's doing a great job to making a world a better place. Uh, and these things with Bukele, AI, we live in an amazing time that where we have the knowledge of. I remember when I was younger, if I had to study, I need to go to the library, or I need to Google and I read multiple things. Now you have the AI, you have the power, the brains of thousands of PhDs there that can explain anything you want to learn in 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 one afternoon. So that's amazing, and I think that definitely we will win. So Marco, I don't know if you
It's a great
want
episode,
to.
Fernando. Yeah, great way
Great
to end the
episode to close the year. From my side, I want to say you thank you, because I had you in my podcast one day. I think in the beginning of the year, when you were in Thailand, I remember.
I think it was in April. It's only 7 months ago, but yeah, it was April 25 when I was in Thailand. Yeah, sure, Bangkok.
I remember we made the call when you were in Thailand, and then we started with this. You were at the beginning in Bali. I remember the episode of the
The animals.
chicken, the animals.
True.
And you were in a cafe, whatever.
Yeah,
And to be honest, I'm very happy. We did two. We streamed twice the earnings call of strategy, and I hope we can still doing next year.
for sure. I'm very glad that we started this, and was very, very insightful. Very nice to have a conversation with you, Diego. And yeah, for sure, 2026 will look bright.
And Andre, where is Andre?
I will try to catch him again, and maybe when I will go to Bali will be easier for the same time zone. So let's see. Finger crossed. I think it's fine, but maybe
But
he's busy.
is he in Hong Kong?
Yes, yes, yes. So maybe you should text him and have a coffee, or I don't know,
Yeah,
meet studio.
probably,
Yeah,
probably that. So, and next week you are not gonna be here. You go to
yeah, to an
ski.
event in north of Italy. Yeah,
Nice.
but I mean we can see, but I'm not sure if I can.
No, but
We can
at
see.
the end of the day, to be honest, we are just arriving the end of the year. People is not so much interested in these things
Yeah, they
now.
need to
They
get
are more think
presents. They need to be.
they are they want to think on the holidays, on Christmas, meeting family, meeting friends. What are they gonna eat? Have you made the Christmas tree?
Yeah, yeah. Not in the home, but in my parents' home. Yes,
Okay.
a nice.
And which day in Italy you have a special day to prepare the tree?
Normally, it's the 8th of December because it's
Same that
holiday.
us.
Yes, yes.
Same that us.
Italians
Same.
and Argentinians are very, very similar in many
Yeah,
aspects.
because I put the funny thing is here in Hong Kong. Most when I lived in Thailand was crazy because they start the decorations of Christmas in November,
Well,
and they are not even Christians, so they put all the
they have a
Christmas
lot of
tree.
tourists, so they want to.
Then here they started middle November, and I said no, I will
No,
prepare
December.
the on the 8th, the
Yeah,
December 8th. I remember that when I was a kid, that day was like big. I used to prepare the tree in my house with my mom and my dad and my brother. We had a small tree. And then I used to go to my grandma in the afternoon. because she had a very big
Bigger one.
Christmas tree with the I don't know how to say in English, with
all the decorations.
the little Jesus with Holy Mary and the cows and all the thing was amazing. So I remember that time. I have a small tree here, just for the tradition. But anyways, Marco, thank you very much for being here. I wish you an amazing trip to north of Milan. I wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Of course, we are gonna talk.
Well. Yeah.
And let's meet next year with Bitcoin Treasury Company report.
And hopefully also in person in either in Hong Kong or in Bali for sure.
For sure.
Finger crossed that we can make it this time. So yeah.
For sure. Great. Yeah, for sure, Marco. Thank you very much and see you next year.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you very much to everyone who is on the other side. I say the same. Thank you for being with us all this year. We had very good feedback of this episode, so we are so happy. We are going to continue next year. If you have anything to comment, just drop a comment below. And again, you support us a lot by giving a like, subscribe to our channel. Forgot to ask, Marco, your social media.
Don't worry, Fernando. I mean, Battistoshi93 on X, and I promise I will be back from next year better with analysis and back on track. So yeah, you can follow me there.
Excellent. So again, if you like the episode, give us a like, subscribe to our social media, follow us on all social media, give us a comment, share this episode, because doing this, you help us a lot in our task of painting the world of orange. Share this episode with the people you love, share this episode with the people you hate, because we must reach 8 billion people and give them the orange pill. See you in the next episode of our podcast. Stay humble, stack sats, and remember, we are all Satoshi. And that's all for today. If you like the episode, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. Our X account is the Bitcoin _. Our YouTube channel is the Libertarian BTC. Our YouTube channel in Spanish is Libertarian BTC ESP. Our Patreon, the Bitcoin Libertarian. Our Instagram, the Bitcoin Libertarian. That's all. You can go there and follow us in all our social media.